Right. In yesterday's class, I was talking about Spring Core module. As part of that, we discussed core module is the base module for other modules. When that module is allowed independently, at max we can develop standalone applications. If I use that module in combination with other module, we can develop what? Web application, distributed application, and other types of applications. Okay. This module basically gives how many containers? One is bin factory, other one is applicant. Which is advanced container in that? Application context container is what? Advanced container. So application context is equal to bin factory plus plus. These two containers are given for two basic operations. What are those? For Spring Beans lifecycle management. Number two, for dependency management. What do you mean by lifecycle management, guys? What do you mean by lifecycle management? It's all about making the container, loading the class, creating object, managing object, and destroying object if necessary or not there. So taking care of end-to-end activities on class is nothing but life cycle management. If it is happening on the class that is acting as a Spring Bean, then it is called what? Spring Bean life cycle management. What is the another one? Dependency management. It's all about assigning dependent class object to target class object. It's all about arranging dependent class object for target class object so that in the business methods of target class, we can start utilizing the services of what? Dependent class. These are the things that we discussed are not there. So IOC containers are basically given for two activities, one for lifecycle management, one for dependency management. Then we started comparing. If we develop some application in core Java, how many works will be done by programmer and how complex it will be? We discussed or not there. Suppose I want to develop a small application by taking Flipkart and DTDC as a targeted dependent classes. So I want to develop a business logic inside the Flipkart. That business logic looking to use what? Some business method of the DTDC class. If I develop this application exactly by using core Java application, loading Flipkart and DTDC classes will be done by whom? Object creation done by whom? Objects management done by whom? Assigning DTDC class object to Flipkart object done by whom? Okay. Calling business method on that will be done by whom? Who keeps both objects ready for garbage collection? Yes, everything. Who keeps objects ready for garbage collection? Programmer only. Garbage collection is done by GC. GC is nothing but garbage collector. But keeping them ready for garbage collection should be done by whom? If I do the same operation using what? Spring application, Spring Boot or Spring Framework. Who loads both classes? Who create objects for both classes? Who manages both objects? Who assigns a dependent object to target object? Come on, guys. Who assigns a dependent class object to target class object? Okay, that's good. Tell me next one. Who calls lifecycle methods on those objects automatically? Who calls business method? Programmer should call the business. Who destroys both objects? That means here burden on the programmer is drastically reduced or not? Super. Today we will see. Then we lastly talked about what is configuration, right? The process of giving inputs and instructions to any container is called configuration. Yeah, there are so many classes, but I want to see few classes as Spring Bean. So you need to write some extra information about those classes to make underlying server or container or framework or runtime environment, recognizing that one as a special class, not a normal class, are not there. That is called technically called configuration, right? Tell me in how many approaches we can provide these configurations in Spring, guys? Three approaches. What are those? Using XML driven configuration. What does it mean? All inputs and instructions to IOC XML file are not. Okay, number two, XML plus annotation driven configuration. First, we prefer giving through an annotation. If they are not sufficient, then only we think about going for XML or not. Lastly, 100% code driven configuration. That means all inputs and instructions to IOC container will be given by using what? Java statement, and we completely avoid what? XML. Max to max, we try to work with an annotation if needed, some other Java statement. Okay, this approach is also called as Java config approach or not. Array, this is not the first time you are going for configuration. The way we configure Java class as servlet in web.xml configuration. The way we write at the rate web servlet annotation on the top of servlet class configuration, right? So in Spring programming also, we do the same thing or not there. So today our main target is on what? What is Spring Bean class and how to configure Java class as Spring Bean by providing inputs or instructions to what? IOC container. So mainly two things are there. XML driven configuration, annotation driven configuration, right? 100% code driven configuration also again looking to use what? Annotations only. What do you say, guys? Super, guys. Okay, now let's see. Today we are going to understand about more and more about Spring Bean. I want everyone to focus. What's your batch code, guys? Here is what? Spring, guys. Here is 718 or 9? 9. Spring Core. Spring Beans configuration. The Java class whose object is created and managed by whom, guys? IOC container is called Spring. Yes, my dear? Okay. The Spring Bean life cycle will be managed by IOC container. Okay. To configure Java class as Spring Bean, we need to give inputs or instructions to IOC container either by using what, guys? XML configurations. What configurations? Or by using annotation configuration. What is best, guys? Annotation driven configurations are best either by using XML driven configuration. XML driven means XML is the major thing to give the configuration. Annotation driven configuration means XML annotations is the good thing to give the configuration. Super guys. Any concrete Java class, can be configured as Spring Bean. Yes or no, na guys? Okay. Interfaces and abstract classes. What classes? Cannot be taken as Spring Bean. Interface and abstract classes cannot be taken as what? Spring Bean. Okay. Spring Bean can be a predefined class. What class? Or user defined class or third party supplied class. Predefined class or user defined class or third party supplied class. Are you understanding? It can be anything, boss. Okay. In fact, any concrete Java class can be configured as Spring Bean using XML driven configurations or annotation driven config. Using XML driven configuration or annotation driven configuration. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Okay. As part of Spring Bean lifecycle management, okay, multiple aspects will be taken care by IOC container. IOC container. Like, what is that? Like loading the Java class. Yes. Next, B. Creating the object for Java class. C. Managing the object for Java class. Not Java, object of Java class. Next, calling the lifecycle methods automatically. Okay. Next, destroying the objects. What is that, guys? Destroying the objects. All these things will be taken care by IOC container or not there? Super, guys. Okay, now listen. In XML driven configurations, we use bean tag. What, guys? What tag, guys? Bean tag to configure Java class as Spring Bean. And this can be used for making any, what is there, predefined or user defined or, yeah, third party supplied also predefined, right? Third party supplied Java class as Spring Bean. Are you getting my point there, guys? So let's see, guys. the XML file that is used to provide configurations to. What do you mean by configurations, guys? Inputs and instructions are not there. Inputs and instructions. Inputs and instructions to IOC container. What container? Is called, what guys? Is called Spring Bean configuration file. What file, guys? Spring Bean configuration file. Any file name .xml. What dot? Any file name .xml can be taken as Spring Bean configuration file. The recommended name is, so you can have any name, but your parents might have given meaningful name, na boss? Yes or no, na? By seeing web.xml, we are able to feel it's a web application configuration file. Some standard names, giving easy identity for the files are not there. Mr. Capwala, focus, focus. Throw your mobile outside for some time. Put your energy here. Waste fellow. Right. The recommended file name is what? Application context.xml. What is that? Hey, not compulsory, but if that is name is there. When someone is reading code, someone is looking at your code, they can easily identify that's a Spring Bean configuration file. Apart from that, nothing, guys. Apart from that, nothing. The recommended name is, the recommended file name is, right? Recommended file name is, what is that, guys? Application context.xml. What .xml, guys? Recommended file name is application context.xml. That's the recommended name, guys. Any name you can take, but recommended name is application context. Not because container name is application context, guys. In Bean Factory container also, we prefer taking what? Application context.xml because it's sounding great. Context of the application is decided in this file. That's why application context.xml. Context means what? Situation. Situation of the application, Spring application or Spring Boot application is mainly decided in this file. That's why they named it as what? Application context.xml. Okay, guys. Now I'm taking one user defined class, guys. Wish message generator.java. Nothing is there. It will generate the wish message based on the current hour of the day. Okay, tell me, guys. Whenever you create a user defined class, it's always recommended to take a class in a package. That to meaningful package. Package pack1, package p1. They are good in core Java level. I think you might have taken file names also, a1.java, a2.java kind of thing. Yes or no, guys? Yes, that's good. Up to core Java, you are a Nimma Nimbi programmers. That's fine. Chalta hai, right? But you are becoming professionals in Spring and Spring Boot kind of thing, or Java domain. So try to have some meaningful names. Your package name should explain the category of the file, the purpose of the class. Did you see any predefined class without package name? No. All the predefined classes are having one or other package name or not. Yes or no, guys? So now the time has come to give meaningful package names for user-defined classes also. A package name should have minimum 3 words, guys, separated with a dot, because internally they become 3 folders, right? Minimum 3 words. Your choice. Those 3 words can be anything of your choice. Generally, I prefer COM or ORG fixed word. COM for company, ORG for organization. Then your organization name. Yes. Then purpose of the class. Purpose of the class. Suppose if it is having business logic, service package. If it is having persistence logic class, DAO package. Are you getting my point there? Com dot NT for Naresh Technology or Natras Technologies, whatever it is, right? Dot, what is that? Service, one option. Com or ORG, company name, purpose. That's the one combination. Another combination is project name dot module name dot purpose. Project name OpenFX dot. Module name. Okay. What is the module name? Is a trading dot service. It's up to you, whatever you, but you try to take some meaningful names. There are some people, they do exactly something like this. The company website, they write reverse. Company website is nareshit.com. com.nit.service. Got it, my dear? com.nit.service. org.nit.service. It's up to you. Some rhythm you have to follow it. Because by seeing package name or class name, self-description should come. Oh, this could be the purpose of this class. Yes or no, guys? See, in our real life also, when you look at the names like Srinivas, Venkatesh, generally we assume that they are from Telugu states because here popular god is what? Lord Balaji, and local name for Lord Balaji is what? Srinivas or Venkatesh, right? In every home, one Srinivas will be there. Yes or no, guys? That much popular name is there. For girls, Lakshmi Padmavati. Lakshmi or Padmavati. Why? Because she is the wife of Lord Balaji. Yes or no, guys? Fine. So there is a small saying in Telugu states, guys. You throw stone, either it will hit the dog or Srinivas. Either it will hit the dog or what? Srinivas. That means so many, those many Srinivas are there in Telugu states. That much popular name it is, right? Okay, let it be, guys. If you go to Tamil Nadu, Murugan is the popular name. Every third person is Murugan there. Every third person is Murugan there, right, guys? And if you come to Karnataka, Manjunatha is the other popular name. Because their popular god is what? Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva local name is what? Manjunatha. Like this, in Maharashtra, one or other popular name, Ganesh kind of name is very popular. Okay, in Orissa, Jagannath related names are very popular, right? So every state, one or other popular name will be there or not there. Why they are giving? Because self-description, self-identity is coming based on the name, guys. Similarly, when you take class name, package name, method name, interface name, try to let it be lengthy one, no problem. Let it be multiple words, no problem. But try to have meaningful name. Try to take meaningful name. Naming conventions are very, very important as part of coding standards. I request everyone start following it. Because after joining company, all of a sudden you cannot bring into your body and mind. If you habituate now, they will continue forever. So I think stop giving A1, A2.java, A3.java, P1 package name, pack1. They are not going to work out. Because nowadays some companies are conducting system test, boss. Along with oral interview, along with what? Oral interview. As a last round before manager or HR discussion, they are giving one system task and they are asking you to develop in front of them. Or they are giving assignment to home to complete at home. The open challenge. You search anywhere, you get the code, you submit the code. For me, task completion is important, right? If 10 people completed task, okay, but only 1-2 people will be selected, though all completed task. Why? Because coding standard, quality of the code, next naming conventions, Next, which design patterns you have used in the implementation of the code, how best you have written code also matters. Initially, task completion is the priority. If multiple people complete the task, then they need to use one more priority to filter you are not there. So that's why, so please focus more on what? Naming conventions, coding standards. You have to habituate. Let the lengthy class name come, let the lengthy method name come. But don't compromise following what? The coding standards or naming conventions. I hope you got it, guys. Okay, let it be. Wish message generator.java. What? Nothing is there. It will gather current hour of the day. Based on that, it will start generating the wish message. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You can take any class name. That's not a problem. Okay. As for my stand discussion, com.nt.sbeans. Why sbeans? Because in this package, I want to keep all spring beans. That's why sbeans I have taken. If you don't want to that name, you can take some other name. That's not a big problem. Here, some import package import statements now, my dear. Package imports. Okay. Yes, guys. Tell me. Public class wish message generate. Public class wish message generator. Come on, guys. What is there? Public string. Generate wish message. String user. And here, that is a business method, guys. I am writing some logic here. That's a business method. I am writing some logic here. Okay. Yeah, this class I want to configure as a Spring Bean. That means loading this class, creating this object, managing this object, calling lifecycle method if they're in this class. Okay. Next, destroying this object should not be done by me, should be done by container. This is my interest, guys. So for that one, we should have some entries in what? Spring Bean configuration file are not there. Okay. This is my application context.xml. What .xml, guys? This is my application context.xml. What is this, guys? Spring Bean configuration file. What file, guys? Spring Bean configuration file. Here is my, what is there? What is the tag we got? Bean is the tag. Using bean tag, we have to configure na, boss. Bean ID. Array, a servlet is not identified with its class name. It's always identified with what? Mapped URL pattern, right? Yes or no? Na? While giving request to servlet, we pass the URL pattern, we pass the class name. Yes, my dear. Similarly, a Spring Bean is not identified with its class name. A Spring Bean is identified with its bean ID. Tell me, when you join in Naresh IT, you might have given so many details to Naresh IT, right? But they might have generated one registration number for you. In Naresh IT, are you identified with your name and other details? You are identified with the generated registration number. Whenever you go for some service, they'll ask what's your registration number and which batch, right? Based on this only, they will identify you and they will start providing services or not there. In India, you are identified with Aadhaar number. In bank, you are identified with your personal details, account number. In foreign countries, you are identified with your big names, or popular names, or you are identified with passport number. Similarly, IOC container identifies any Spring Bean based on its what? Bean ID. Based on its what? Bean ID. And this Bean ID becomes object name later, boss. Whenever object is created by IOC container, every object should have a name or not there. Nothing but reference variable should be there or not there. Reference variable name only, we call it as what? Object, right? So this bean ID internally becomes object, boss. Okay. So bean ID, generally what we do, generally what we do, short form of the class name we take as a bean ID. In our regular practice also we do the same thing. Date dt is equal to new date of. Local date LDT is equal to some object creation. When we create object also we do the same thing or not there. The short name of the class name we try to take as what? Object name. Here I am taking bean ID so that it becomes what? Object later, right? Uh, Class is equal to fully qualified class name. You cannot give just class name. You have to give fully qualified class name. Fully qualified means what? Complete name along with the package name. Your name Srinivas, your full name, surname, middle name, last name, all three things you will put are not there. But if you ask a Tamilian what is your full name, he will tell his father name and his name. You know that? Because Tamilians don't have surnames, last names. Tamilians don't have surnames and last name. Tamilians have only their name and father name. We say Dinesh Karthik, right? Karthik is his name, Dinesh is his father name. We say Krishnamachari Srikanth. Come on, guys. Okay. Srikanth is his name, Krishnamachari is his father name. They don't have surname, they don't have last names. Okay. Because long back, Dravida movement started. They were against of casteism and religion. Okay. In that process, they decided to remove surnames and what? Last name. And they decided to go with this model. Father name, their name. That's it. How strongly Dravida movement started, same strongly other movements started, Aryan movement started. And they are full with God, casteism and other things. Because something grows, opposition also grows equally, right? And two political parties are there in Tamil Nadu. One is DMK, other one is what? AIDMK. DMK is what? Non-believer of God party. And AIDMK is what? Full believer of God party. That's happened, right? But the culture of keeping caste aside, surnames aside, okay, only going with father name and what? The original name is continued from generation, boss. Okay. So com dot nt dot, what is there? Wish message generator. Are you getting my point? Okay. This is what, guys? Bean ID. This is called Bean ID. What is this, guys? Fully qualified class name as Spring Bean. What is this, guys? Fully qualified. Class name as Spring. Fully qualified class name as Spring Bean. That's good. Okay. Next one is what, guys? Bean ID DT. Class is equal to java dot util dot date. Okay. One more bean is config. User defined, predefined, third party. Really does not matter. Like this only you have to configure, right? Okay. Sometimes we cannot create object using new operator. Such objects should be created by using what? Factory methods, right? Look at Java 8 local date, local time classes, guys. We create object by using new operator by calling factory method. What is that factory method? Now is the factory method, right? Local date dot now. You will get local date class object having system date or not there. Local time dot now. You will get local time object having system time or not there. Super guys. BNID LDT class is equal to, come on, Java dot time dot local date type. Okay, but if I write like this, it looks to use new operator, but new operator useless, right? So there is a one more attribute called factory hyphen method now. What is there, guys? Factory hyphen method now. It internally call local date time dot now method to get the local date time class object having system date and time. Having, that means we can give instructions to IOC container. You create object using new operator. You create object by calling now method. You create object by using something else. All facilities are there or not there. Super guys. Okay. It is recommended to take. It's recommended to take user defined package name having two or three words by following given pattern. By following given pattern. Pattern one. What guys? Pattern one. What is there, guys? Pattern one. Pattern one is what, guys? Okay. Company name dot. Project name dot. Category. Company name dot. Project name dot. Category. That is pattern one. Example. NIT dot. Okay. OpenFX dot. That's my project name. Category is service. Another example, guys. NIT dot. Come on. OpenFX dot DAO. So all service classes in service package, all DAO classes in DAO package. DAO classes means the class where persistence logic will be placed. Nothing but where JDBC code will be placed. Service class means the class where we keep the business logics, right? Another pattern, guys. Okay. Here, another pattern here. ORGR comp fixed. Then, where is next one? ORGR com fixed. Then what is next one? Project name dot module name. What name, guys? Project name dot module. Project name dot module name. This is my pattern 2, guys. What is their pattern 2? Tell me what is the example, guys? ORG dot NIT dot. Come on. ORG dot NIT dot service. Okay, module I said, 1 minute. Module means what? Okay, daily transaction, DTX. Got it? Com dot, NIT dot. I think project name I said now. Okay. OpenFX. OpenFX. Tell me next one. Com dot OpenFX loans. Like this, we can take some solid names there are not there, guys. But it's good to have multiple words separated with what? Dots. It's good to have multiple words separated with what? Dots. Tell me next one. Pattern 3. What's the next one to focus, guys? Pattern 3. Tell me. ORG/com. ORG/com. company name. What there? Company name. Dot category. Category. This is the best one to follow, guys. Out of all these things, this is the best one to follow. Look at this. com.nt.service. org.nt.dao. com.nt.logs. Some according to the category you have to take it. Super, guys. Fine, guys. If we give the above XML file, what is there? Spring Bean configuration file to IOC container. What container? To what container, guys? Container. Tell me, guys. The above file to IOC container. Okay. Tell me, guys. The IOC container. Loads and creates. Okay. Objects for Java classes. Loads Java classes. To make them as Spring Beans, having bean IDs. What, guys? Given bean IDs. Having given bean IDs as the object names. Given bean IDs as the object name. Okay, look at this, guys. You feel this is IOC container, right? Come on, guys. So this will run on the top of JRE JVM. Java code means directly, indirectly, JRE JVM should be there. Should be there means should be there. JRE JVM. That's good. This is my IOC container, my dear. Okay. This is what? Wish message generator class object. This is a date class object. This is local date time class object, my dear. Okay, this is Spring Bean 1, Spring Bean 2, Spring Bean 3. Okay. This is wish message generator object. Wish message generator class object. Comfortable or not there, guy? But what will be the name for that, guys? Double MG. What is there? Double. Okay. Next. Date class object. What is that, guys? DT. Date class object. What is that? Date class. Okay. Next one. Local date time class object. LDT. Local date time class object LDT. Are you comfortable, my dear, or not there? Wish message generator class object, date class object, local date time class object. That is what? LDT. Come on. Okay. Fine. So the internal code, guys, what is there? The internal code used by IOC container to create objects for Spring Bean. To simply create objects for spring beans. Yeah, tell me here, where is this? Wish message generator. WMG is equal to, what is there? Wish message generator WMG is equal to new wish message generator. That's a one line, guys, right? Yeah. Next. Okay. Date is equal to new data. That's another line or not there? That is going to be another line or not there? Okay. Next one. Local date. Local date time. LDT is equal to local date time dot now. Local date time dot now. So here it is calling factory method. When you configure factory method, my dear, what do you mean by factory method? The method that is capable of creating and returning object is called factory method. Factory is there to manufacture the products. Factory method is also to create and return the objects. Here product is nothing but what? Object. Car factory gives me car na. Biscuit factory gives me biscuit are not there. Furniture factory gives me furniture items are not there. Student factory gives students. Student factories are not there. Okay. College is the factory that gives you what? Eligible engineers, right? Nareshite is the institute that produces what? Finished products, ready to use software engineer. Are you? Are you? Okay, let's see. Fine. Okay, guys. So these things are happening or not there, guys? So not compulsory factory method should return their own class object. Some factory method return their own class object. Some factory method returns relevant class object. Relation will be there for current class. Some factory method returns what? Unrelated class objects. Some random class objects, guys. Not compulsory factory method should be a static method, boss. It's good to see factory method as static method. Some factory methods are non-static methods, boss. Come on. In array list class, toString is there. I am getting string object from array list. It's also factory method. Only the thing is we don't highlight that much. Factory method can be static or non-static method. Factory method can be can return its own class object or relevant class object or what? Unrelated class object. Capwala. Capwala, good morning. Good morning. Get up. Go out, wash your face and come back. Whole night you have done lot of hard work, it seems. Okay. That's why don't watch reels at night time. You'll start for 5 minutes, it will end up with 3 hours, right? And such a great algorithm they have created. Such a great algorithm. If you start liking X kind of reels, they send back to back those reels only, right? Yes or no, na guys? In the middle, advertisement related to that category only. So don't become victim of some algorithm. Try to create your algorithms like that to make others victim. But right now we are becoming victims of what? Instagram algorithms. I know that. Back to back, you'll start for 5 minutes, but it will end up with what? So many hours, right? Fine. Local date time, LDT is equal to this, guys. So let's see. Yeah, if anyone is feeling little bit drowsy, please go out, wash your face. If possible, try to do spot jogging in the corridor and come back. No option. Okay, guys, tell me. Factory method. can be a, tell me, user defined method or, sorry, can be a static method or non-static method or non-static method. Okay. Having logics to create and return. Okay. To create and return. Okay. Create and return its own class object. What object, guys? Relevant class object. Come on. Or unrelated class object. Okay, now let me give some examples for that, guys. Example number 1. Thread T is equal to thread dot current thread of. I think everyone knows this one. It will give current thread object or not there. Yeah, tell me, guys. This is static factory method. Static factory method giving its own class object. Are you getting my point there? Giving its own class object. Are you getting my point there? Example 2. Calendar cal is equal to, what is there? Calendar dot get instance of. It sounds like static factory method giving its own class object. Yes or no? But I am saying calendar is an abstract class. Now tell me, it's giving its own class object. It's giving its own class object. Not at all. It is actually giving Gregorian calendar class object, which is a subclass to calendar. And superclass reference variable can refer its subclass object or not. It looks like we are getting calendar object, but actually not. It is giving what? Gregorian calendar class object, boss. And as a superclass reference variable, calendar class reference variable, able to refer Gregorian calendar class object are not there. Static factory method giving what? Giving, what is this? Gregorian, what is there? Gregorian calendar class object. Gregorian calendar class object. Okay. This subclass of calendar class. Subclass of calendar class. Subclass of calendar, which is an abstract class, guys. Subclass of calendar, which is an what? Abstract class. Tell me, guys. Example 3. What is next one? Example 3, guys. Okay. So now we have to think about working with what? Some method that returns unrelated class object na? List string AL is equal to, what is there? New array list. List string AL is equal to new string. String S is equal to AL dot to string. Is there any relation between array list and string, guys? Is there any relation, guys? Are they in inheritance? Are they at least in has a relationship? Are they at least in has a relationship? No, there. But still it is returning or not. So that means factory method can be a static or non-static method having logic to create and return either its own class object or relevant object or unrelated class object. Okay, tell me. Non-static factory method. What method? Having logic to create and return unrelated class object. unrelated class object. I hope you understood, guys, what is factory method technically. Okay, array, whenever you call factory method, object is created, but that object will have one or other implicit data or not there. When I call now method on local date time class object, basically system date and time will be there or not there. System date time, sys date time. And when I create date class object using new operator, what operator? So new operator. There also system date time will be there or not there. Sys date time. There also system date time will be there or will not be there again. Yeah, definitely will be there. So you got the idea? Predefined, user defined, third party, anything. If you want to configure, come on. Java class has Spring Bean in XML driven configuration. You must take, what is there? Bean tag in Spring Bean configuration file or not? Okay, guys. Okay, now that's good. In annotation driven configuration, but guys, in annotation driven configuration, we use iterate component annotation to configure user defined Java classes as Spring Bean. Only user defined. Only user defined iterate component annotation, right? What about predefined classes? That too, you have to keep this annotation on the top of the class, guys. You have to keep this class on the top of the class, right? But can we edit the source code of predefined class to add annotation? Why accelerated component is a Spring annotation? I want to make date class which is belongs to JDK as a Spring Bean. Why JDK people will allow to add Spring annotation on the top of their class? No, they know, right? Why third party people will allow to add Spring annotation on the top of their source code? No. Yes, my dear. That's why at the rate component is good only when you want to make what? User defined Java class as Spring Bean. What class as Spring Bean? What about predefined classes, sir? To make predefined Java class as Spring Bean or third party supplied Java class as Spring Bean, you have to think about placing at the rate bean methods inside at the rate configuration class. What class, guys? Sir, what is this configuration class? Array, in annotation driven approach or 100% code driven approach, we try to eliminate XML. In that place, we have to give configuration through Java class only. The Java class that is alternate for Spring Bean configuration file is called configuration class. To make any class as configuration class, you have to place what annotation on the top of the class, guys? At the rate configuration. What is that we have to place, guys? Point to be noted. Inside that, you have to case at the rate bean method. At the rate bean method. Whatever object is written by that method automatically becomes Spring Bean or not there. Don't excite. Let me show 1-2 sample codes, then you will get a clarity. Black shirt, last row, you have to be active. Why you know and I know? Guys, it's a 7 a.m. batch. I understood. All you people are from engineering background. Whole night you will enjoy. Next day morning you will bunk the class and you will sleep. I know because I'm also from that background and even that culture. Fine, but this is not going to work out if you want to build something in your career. These are professional courses which are going to change your next 30 years of what? Personal and professional life, right? And if you study like this on and off, drowsiness, it's like in the feeling you are doing hard work by getting early in the morning. But that's a waste. It's like pouring water for the tree which is already dried. You are in the feeling you are doing hard work, but that hard work is useless. So do something, streamline